Hey there. I just wanted to let you know that next week I will be offering a free live VBAC prep workshop called Three Steps to Have an Empowered VBAC, even without a supportive provider. The two sessions will be on Wednesday, October 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The second session is Tuesday, October 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to attend both. You can attend either one, or you can attend both if you'd like. Again, this will be live. Some of the things I'll be covering in the workshop are how to shift from fear and doubt to confidence and empowerment when it comes to your VBAC, the power of effective communication and boundary setting, and how you can still have a strong support system even without a supportive provider. This workshop is perfect for anyone, whether you're trying to conceive or currently pregnant and preparing for a VBAC. Again, the two dates currently being offered are Wednesday, October 9th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Tuesday, October 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to find out more and register for one of the workshop dates, please go to thehannahgill.com/workshop. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. If you've been wondering or if you've noticed something funky going on with the podcast, I was having major tech issues this week. So, my podcast host was originally Buzzsprout, and I had wanted to try out Spotify for podcasters because it's free and I've heard good things about it just to decrease some business costs on my end. So, I kept my Buzzsprout account open and then I tried out Spotify for podcasters for a little bit and I decided I didn't like it. And I ended up switching back to Buzzsprout. But in that process, I must have done something weird or wrong, but it deleted my podcast. It removed it from Spotify, but also Apple, and everything was gone and messed up, even though I still had episodes on Buzzsprout and my account was open over there. So anyway, my podcast disappeared for a while and I probably could have freaked out a lot more than I did, but I tried to stay calm. It is back now. I'm back with Buzzsprout, but I've noticed that now that it's back, especially on Spotify and Apple, if you followed the show before or were subscribed to the show, you have to re-follow or resubscribe. And all of my ratings and reviews disappeared, which makes me sad, but it's okay. I didn't have that many to begin with, but it was nice just to have some. So those are gone too, at least from what I can see and tell. So I would greatly, greatly appreciate it if you are listening to this episode or you've been listening to the show for a while and you have a favorite episode. I would love it if you could refollow or resubscribe, or even if you could just share an episode to Instagram or social media or text it to a friend or share it in some way to get the word back out there about the show in case it's not popping up on people's feeds or notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure this has happened to all podcasters at some point or something similar. And I'm trying not to be stressed about it because it's back and it's fine. Anyway, so originally I was supposed to have an episode come out Monday, which was an interview episode, but I'm going to release that this coming Monday instead. So there will be a new interview episode out on Monday, but today we're going to talk about kind of a random topic, but I am personally experiencing this, and some other moms out there may be experiencing these things, and maybe they didn't know about them to begin with, or they're kind of like caught off guard, like what in the heck is happening? So today we're going to talk about the wonderful, beautiful topic of pregnancy and postpartum skin conditions that you may not have realized were a thing. I'm your host, Hannah Gill, and this is Motherhood Flow. So when we think of pregnancy or postpartum skin conditions, I feel like the primary ones that come to mind are stretch marks and acne. There may be a couple other ones that are more common, but stretch marks and acne are the two that I primarily think about when I think of pregnancy. And There are some that are not as common, or maybe they are common, but you're just not educated on them beforehand. And I'm personally dealing with two of these things that I didn't really think about. So during my first pregnancy, I started to develop what is called cherry angiomas. And for those of you that don't know what that is, they're small red, they kind of look like moles or freckles, but they're red because they're developed when new blood vessels form or they dilate. And they're really small and they're all over, like all over my body. They look like, I don't even know, just like little red freckles. And I didn't know these were a thing. I thought they would go away, but they haven't gone away, and they've gotten worse with both my pregnancies and now postpartum. I'm getting more. They don't cause issues. They're benign. Uh they don't cause problems, but they just look funny to me. I don't know if anyone else notices them on my arms and my chest and my legs and stuff like that, but I notice them. So if you are having like weird red spots that don't itch, it could be cherry angiomas, and it could be worth talking to your doctor about if they're bothering you. But I asked my dermatologist about it, and they said they can laser them if they're really bothering you, or if they're large. Mine are really, really small, just like small freckles. So I just thought it was a weird skin condition that I was not aware of. So if you are getting these things, ask your doctor about them. If you're concerned about them, if they're not itchy, they're generally not a problem, but it doesn't hurt to get them checked if you feel like something's funky. Another one that I'm dealing with postpartum that I didn't deal with during pregnancy is eczema. I've never had eczema in my entire life, but a lot of the hormonal changes can cause inflammation of the skin, rashes, immune system can cause that as well. So I do have eczema now, which it's weird. I've never had it before, and it's starting to happen again, likely because of hormonal changes. And all these ones I'm going to talk about are due to like major hormonal fluctuations or immune responses. So the first, like I said, was cherry angiomas, and eczema are the two that I'm dealing with. Super, super fun. I've always had acne, so I don't really say that's a pregnancy skin condition for me. It's just something I've always had, but some women only get acne during pregnancy. If you are preparing for a VBAC, I have put together a free guide to help you in your preparation. It's called Preparing for a VBAC, your first 3 steps to an empowered birth experience. This guide will walk you through the first 3 steps that you need to make on your VBAC preparation journey, and it'll make the whole process a lot easier and more straightforward for you. So if you want to grab that guide, go to thehannahgill.com/first steps. Again, that is thehannahgill.com/first steps. Another one that I feel like I've heard about before pregnancy, but not a lot of people have, or they've heard about it, but they have never experienced it, is melasma. A lot of people also call this the mask of pregnancy. It's when, because of hormones, your melanocytes, the cells that make melanin, which gives your skin color, producing extra melanin. So you have almost like brown spots, weird discoloration on your cheeks, nose, and forehead is the most common spots to get that. And a lot of women get that during pregnancy, and it doesn't go away for a very, very long time, if at all, or it takes some time to fade. So that's another one, melasma. A third, which I had no idea you could develop during pregnancy until I think I heard it on another podcast, or a pregnant friend had mentioned it, was skin tags. So again, because of hormonal fluctuations, some women develop skin tags during pregnancy, and it often happens in areas where your skin has folds, so like your armpits, your neck, or your groin. So if you're seeing skin tags, again, most of them are benign, but it doesn't hurt to talk to your OBGYN or a dermatologist to see if there are issues or if you need to get them removed if you would like. The last one I want to talk about, it's actually 2, but they're often confused for each other during pregnancy because they present very similarly. It's both of these present in like a red, itching, inflamed rash. The first one is a PUPP rash, so PUPPP, and that stands for, I'm not going to butcher this pronunciation, I'm going to try, pruritic urticarial or urticarial papules and plaques of pregnancy, so PUPP rash. And that's more common of the 2 rashes that I'm talking about right now, and it's less of a concern. It generally is just inflamed and itchy and just more of a nuisance. The other is called PG, or pemphigoid gestationis. This one is more rare, but it is more concerning because generally it's an autoimmune response, and it can cause potential complications such as premature birth or infections, because at the end cycle of the rash, you can get blisters and they can pop and they can get infected. And both of these rashes generally happen in the third trimester, but can happen earlier. So if you have any sort of red, inflamed, itchy rash, be sure to talk to your doctor about it, because these are often confused because they can look similar, especially in the beginning stages before blisters form. So just a short, quick episode again about pregnancy and potentially postpartum skin conditions that you may have not heard about or you may not be aware of. These are just some of the major body changes you can go through because of hormonal fluctuations. And oftentimes they're just going to go away on their own. But if you're in my case, cherry angiomas often don't go away unless they're removed. So I guess I'm just going to have little red spots all over me from now on that other people probably don't notice, but I definitely notice them. If you've experienced some weird pregnancy or postpartum skin condition that someone may have not heard of, please let me know, because I'd love to add to this list to talk to people about if they have questions. And again, thank you for staying with me through these tech troubles this week. And if you could please share the show to social media or to a friend, leave a rating and review, since all of mine seem to be gone at the moment, especially if you could leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. I would greatly appreciate that. We will be back on Monday with an interview for you guys, and I will see you then. You just finished another episode of Motherhood Flow. For more, head over to thehannahgill.com or on Instagram @thehannahgill. As a reminder, this podcast is provided to you for educational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered a substitute for medical advice. Until next time, keep flowing.